Ghulam, thank you for having a conversation with me today. You are one of the service providers that my campaign, Hiking for Hope and Healing, it's the Trail to Transformation campaign, and I'm doing it because I'm a survivor. I have survived two suicide attempts and a major heart attack. And so my mission in life is to make sure that I get the message out that people have importance, they have value, and they have a purpose. Now, one of the words that you use a lot is purpose.
Mm.
Can you talk to me about what that means and how it drives your mission to help people?
Yes. As you know, Keith, I dealt with multiple bereavements. I was stuck in pain, going around in circles for many, many years. And when I eventually found my way out of that maze, I've been motivated to really help others prevent themselves being stuck in pain and therapy for years and find ways of moving forward. I was struggling with grief. I didn't have the right knowledge, tools, or processes. And my mission now is all about educating and encouraging others to be better equipped so they don't get stuck. Once you're stuck in grief, you lose your sense of purpose, your sense of passion for life. Your productivity goes out of the window, your peace goes out of the window. And that makes for a really difficult life where you can just be going round and round in circles. So, my mission really is about healing those hurting hearts and helping people to find a way to turn their pain into purpose. And so, really, how I'm working on doing that is by inspiring people through my own story. And I hope to inspire people through other people's stories because we all need hope to cope with the challenges of life. And I've trained as a grief specialist, which is very different than grief counseling, where we teach people the knowledge, the tools, and the processes that they need to identify unresolved grief that they're carrying. Sometimes there's a myth that grief will just go away over time, but we know that is really not the case. If it did do that, I wouldn't have spent years and years just going around in circles and stuck. So, by having the right knowledge, the tools, and the processes, and somebody to guide you through the process and support and encourage you, you can move forward and you can start looking at how you can create a life that's well lived rather than a life that's just tolerated. And I work with various people who have been struggling, and sometimes they don't realize why they're struggling. Grief is not only negative, it's cumulative. So sometimes something that happened a long time ago, the pain has been sitting there. Like this has happened to me. My mum died when I was 13. And then it wasn't until my brother died when I was around 30 that all the unresolved grief around my mum, which I'd kind of put to one side, I was distracting myself, keeping myself busy, hoping it would go away with time, but it doesn't. And then when it got triggered, I was having to deal with two lots. So, really, that's my passion to equip people with better understanding about what grief is, how it impacts you, how to recognize if you need professional help, and then equip people with the right knowledge, tools, and processes to be able to move forward. I've also realized that helping people deal with the pain of grief by itself isn't enough. In order to really create a life that's worth living, you need to be able to reconnect with your sense of joy and passion and purpose, having something that it drives you that's bigger than who you are. It's for me, it's all about being able to leave a legacy that, when I'm dead and gone, I feel I've left behind something that's benefited and blessed other people. Um,
Ghulam, thank
yeah,
you so
that's what I'm
much.
passionate about.
I love it. Thank you so much for this conversation.